Man, look, I'm with you on that, Earl. I didn't get to the negatives in which I was, we kind of was starting with some of the positives. The thing that for me that I think is a little bit alarming is up front. Um, they're gonna have to do something with this offensive line. We talked about it this morning.
Yeah, we
Um,
did.
there wasn't much of a push, and I get it. These are second and third stringers, but it doesn't seem as if it's the same scheme. It's not the same downhill type running game. Like it seems like guys are catching up front. And I know this is this second, third string guys. But some of these guys gonna end up having to play for you. At this moment, James Hudson is your starting left tackle, right? And even he went down. They lost 3 tackles in this game. And I'm looking at it from a standpoint of that we asked this morning, are we going to have to go out and make a trade? And I think that's unequivocally yes after I saw what I saw today. That is a yes and a double yes.
Yeah, I mean, because we really don't know what the situation is with Jed Wills. Kevin Stefanski is being tight-lipped with that. He not telling us too much. We don't know when Jack Conklin will be ready. As you alluded to, James Hudson went down, and we had our concerns about James Hudson before he even got hurt. So it's not like that a healthy James Hudson, we was really confident going into the season. There's been a lot of talk about the Browns offensive line really not being that good, not being that consistent. I ran Cleveland Browns weekend this morning. I ran an interview with Joe Batonio, and he talked about the continuity and the importance of the continuity when it comes to, I want to make sure that I'm lining up every practice rep against a guy that I know that's going to be starting next to me come Sundays. For whatever reason, whether it be due to injury or, taking some precautionary type measures so players won't get hurt. That hasn't been the case with the offensive line. And it's shaky right now, right? And everybody talk about this being a make or break season. And, it's all about keeping Ford upright. We got a quarterback that's coming off of a major shoulder injury, a shoulder injury that's unique to the NFL. And we're talking about his blind side not being able to be protected. So, Andrew Berry got to start working the phones. He got to start seeing what's out there because, whoo,
like right now, right now. I'm not and listen, shout out to D Lee Crypto. Yeah, you get that shout out, man. We appreciate you. We was pulling up. There wasn't no, we were showing back up because I felt like yes, and here's the thing, Earl, and I don't know how you feel about this, because sometimes I get this. Sometimes they feel like when we say, or we criticizing them, or we saying that, hey, we concerned about this, they get it twisted as if we think that the Browns don't have a good team. We're not saying that. We just saying this. We understand, and we learned from last year. We learned that these type guys in here, they matter, bro, because these is the guys that's stepping up for you. These are the guys that's coming in when people get injured. And right now, there's no push up front. The run game don't look the same. There's no push. Nick Harris came in. I saw him in the backfield. He was getting pushed around. I didn't like it. And overall, you said the biggest key here. If these ones don't come out here and look like they supposed to in Seattle, it's going to be a whole lot of people being like, I don't know about this offense because it's looking very pedestrian, very stagnant. I didn't think that it was a bunch of stuff off time, guys scrambling around. And you expect to get that done on the fly against the Cowboys? I'm not expecting that, man. I'm not.
No, I'm not expecting that at all, and we talked about this morning on our other platform, to where I think if you have this expectation or this thought process that come week 1 versus Dallas, the Cleveland Browns offense is going to hit the ground running, it's going to be smooth with no hiccups, then I think you setting yourself up for failure. You setting yourself up to be pissed off and disappointed at this football team. The fact of the matter is, man, you got a lot of new coaches on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of new voices, right? A lot of these guys are not the guys that was here before. They got their own way that they go about business. And we talked about that was one of the reasons why we felt it was important that Kevin Stefanski held on to the play calling. So with all this changeover on the offensive side of the ball, and the way that the, training camp and preseason is being constructed to, err on the side of caution when it comes to injury, you're limited. You're limited in how many like impactful reps you can get with the people that are going to be starters on this football team before you get to that Dallas week. And, I'm not trying to poke holes. I'm not trying to overreact because it is the preseason, but I do worry about the repetition part of it, right? We talked earlier about Lil Wayne, how he used to make these documentaries that would go with these albums. And he talked about like, repetition is the father of learning. And if you know you got a new offense, if you know you got a new offensive coordinator, a new offensive line coach, a new running backs coach, right? A quarterback that didn't play for the better part of the season, just all these different moving parts. You want to get as many impactful reps that you can as a collective unit. And the Cleveland Browns have not been able to do that for a multitude of reasons, right? But, you looked out there and you seen Pat Mahomes playing again in the preseason. I think this is the second preseason game that he didn't play in. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. But it's just, if he's out there taking a series or two and getting those reps in and getting himself ready to go, every coach got a different philosophy and a different approach to these things. But it's just something I'm paying attention to.